Last time you saw us, we were in Cripple Creek learning about their incredible history. This week, we're a few miles away in Cripple Creek Mining District exploring Victor's history and the surrounding area. Victor lands squarely in the middle of Colorado. Although it's considered to be a ghost town, the population in 2024 was listed as 359 residents. Our first adventure takes us just outside the town to a place that celebrates present day. We're on a hunt for Rita the Rock Planter, a whimsical art installation depicting a troll pushing rocks to fill holes that miners left behind. She was created by Denmark's artist Thomas Dambo and made from recycled wood. She's Colorado's second wood troll, the first being in Breckenridge. It's less than 4 miles from Cripple Creek, just outside of Victor, on Colorado 67. The turnoff to see her is Colorado Road 87. You can park in the lower parking lot and follow the colorful birdhouses that take you to the Little Grouse Mountain Trail. It's almost 2 miles up a steep hill. That's not for us, so we're driving to the top. The upper parking lot is marked by the remnants of the American Eagle's mine. The structures were moved to this location in 2017. Driving around Victor is like a step back in time. The town took root in 1891, shortly after Winfield Stratton discovered gold nearby. The town's name came from an early settler, Victor Adams. Radio personality Lowell Thomas and Colorado Governor Ralph Carr worked for Victor newspapers. Prizefighter Jack Dempsey mucked in the Portland mine. In fact, most of the residents consisted of miners for the area's 500 mines. Within a few years of its founding, gold seekers packed into town, paying as much as $1 to sleep an 8-hour shift on a cot in a tent. The minute one man left, he was promptly replaced with another poor soul looking for sleep. Murder and suicide were common, so much so that these stories ran as fillers in the newspaper. Although the town lived in the shadow of Cripple Creek, you can almost taste the history driving through Victor. The financial and political clout was a mere 4 miles away, but Victor's mines were the richest in the West, and the city was known as the City of Mines. You can take this literally. While digging to construct a hotel in the middle of town, an assayer tested a rock pulled from the hole and found it to contain gold. The owners were excavating pay dirt, so they moved the hotel's location and created the Gold Coin Mine, which turned out to be one of the area's richest mines. 2 miles of tunnels of the gold coin and other mines are threaded beneath Victor's streets. The hastily constructed structures in town were made of wood and jammed together. So it was inevitable that the town would suffer a devastating fire. Just 8 years after the town began, the town lit up. Despite the efforts of the fire departments that rushed in from all over the district, the fire burned for 4 hours, sending up billows of smoke that could be seen as far away as Colorado Springs. It destroyed 14 blocks and 800 buildings. The estimated cost was $1.5 million, and it left 1,500 people homeless. Immediately, Victor began to rebuild. It said that the banks and saloons were back in business in 3 days. Like many settlements who suffered the same fate, Victor rebuilt with brick, stone, and iron. The town now had a new sophistication. Even their streets were paved with gold. The area had run out of places to dump low-grade ore, and so they used it to pave the streets. But despite this, the town remained a working-class town. Drilling contests and grease pig competitions were the favorite pastimes during 4th of July, and Jack Dempsey entertained the locals with his boxing talent. Almost as quickly as it all began, Victor's heyday was coming to an end. The ore bodies in Victor mines, which produced 100 million by the turn of the century, began to pinch out. There were reoccurring labor confrontations. Workers demanded more pay and better working conditions. But the strikes at the mines in 1894 and then again in 1903 paralyzed Victor. The state put Victor under martial law and shipped hundreds of strikers out of Colorado. Striking miners bombed a train depot in the nearby town of Independence. Victor never fully recovered. The last nail in the coffin came during World War I when miners left in droves to serve in the military. We drove by a sign that pointed to the cemetery, and you know I can't resist that, so we followed the signs. The backdrop of the mine is striking against the headstones. This mother lived over 100 years, but she lost 4 children at a young age. Tragic. As we looked at the markers, you couldn't help but wonder what their lives would have been like. Did they live during the height of Victor's heyday? Sometimes a cemetery often creates more questions than answers. The earliest found marker dates back to 1891. We continued our quest for mining history and drove to see an operational mine and remnants of the past. Looking to Victor's north, you'll see Battle Mountain. The remnants of the nearest mine is Stratton's Independence Mine. The headframe is visible from town. It's built above the shaft to support hoisting machines, people and materials out of the mine. Stratton was the first millionaire in Cripple Creek mining district. Above the Independence is the Portland mine. The Independence mine was the most fabled, but the Portland mine was the wealthiest, producing some $60 million in gold. The Cripple Creek mining district included many towns, but when the Midland Terminal Railroad stopped running in 1949, all but Goldfield, Victor, and Cripple Creek had been abandoned. Our next stop was a current mining operation. We stopped by the Grassy Valley Mining Overlook. The sheer size of this operation was incredible. Across from the overlook was remnants of old mines that were moved to this location and preserved. Join us next time as we travel a portion of the Gold Belt Tour.
What did Mars say to Saturn? give me a ring sometime.